Newly released data shows inflation rose slightly last month as the cost of groceries ticked higher. The consumer price index rose 0.1%. That's less than expected, despite fears over President Trump's tariffs raising prices. I want to bring in ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous for more. So, Alexis, what do you make of this report, and what does it mean for consumers?
Well, we have been talking for months now about economists and the Federal Reserve predicting that Trump's tariffs would have inflation move higher. We just really haven't seen that happen in the hard data, which is what we got today. This is a pretty mild inflation report. Overall prices up 0.1%. When you dig in, rent, again, a big problem for U.S. consumers, up 0.3% month over month, the biggest driver in this inflation report. Other things that went up: auto insurance, medical care, and furniture. On the downside, energy continues to be a bright spot for us. Energy down 1%. Thanks in large part to gas prices coming down. We also saw lower prices for airfares, new and used cars and trucks. Interesting. Also coming down, even though we saw some tariffs put in that area. Clothing prices also lower. Look, the fact is, Diane, many of the tariffs that were announced in early April have been put on hold. So we're not really seeing the impact yet in these hard numbers. And we also know from the data that a lot of companies bought up products in the first half of the year in anticipation, right, to stock up ahead of these tariffs taking place. And we also know that a lot of companies are really resistant to pass those costs on to consumers. So at least the hard data for now not showing a huge impact. Have to mention eggs and ground beef, though. We did get a break with egg prices month over month down 7.5%. Still up more than 40% year over year, though. And ground beef, thanks to a shortage in cattle. We've got the lowest cattle numbers since the 1950s, and it's playing out at the supermarket. Ground beef prices up nearly 10% month over month, which means you're going to be spending more for those 4th of July barbecues, Diane.
Interesting. All right. ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous. Thanks, Alexis.
You're welcome.